his declaration of a state of emergency in the South state. Earlier, the former Nigeria ambassador to the Netherlands, Orji Ngofa, advised members of the National Assembly to do the needful to sustain Nigerian democracy, or else democracy would be a thing of the past. Mr. Ngofa, who is also the national chairman of Supreme Council for SIM, spoke to newsmen today on this.
If the National Assembly does not do the needful today and reverse this obnoxious declaration of state of emergency on Rivers State, then this democracy is gone, because the National Assembly as an institution should uphold the law, and the president has acted out of his powers. And don't forget that there's no way that the president will absolve himself of blame in this political conflict in Rivers State, because from the time he intervened and gave the 8-point proclamation for peace, they were all one-sided. The things that he would not even accept himself as governor when he was governor of Lagos State, he posted the governor of Rivers State.
Mr. Ngofa also said the declaration of state of emergency and suspension of Governor Fubara is a calculated plot to allegedly take over the economy and politics of Rivers State by President Bola Tinubu and the FCT Minister Nyesom Wike. He said nothing has happened in Rivers State to warrant the declaration of state of emergency in Rivers State, adding that the section of the Constitution the President relied on is not justifiable.
Is Rivers State anything close to what is happening in the Northeast? Is it close to what has happened in Osun over local government elections? For 8 years, development was stagnated in this state. And for the first time in 8 years, we have Governor Siminalayi Fubara that was beginning to understand and prove to Rivers people that governors can be connected to the people. And you truncate it, it's unacceptable. This emergency will not stand because it's against the Constitution, it's against the wish of Rivers people. So what has warranted this? Except to have unfettered access to the resources of Rivers State.
A former Deputy Speaker, House of Representatives Chibudom Uche, has saying bloodshed to the President's declaration in the interest of peace, progress, development, and good governance of rivers and the country. Mr. Uche, who spoke in Port Harcourt, observed that the protracted crisis, which spanned over 1 year, had adversely affected governance and economic prosperity of the oil-rich state. He said investors are leaving the state in droves because of the crisis, adding that the state was near comatose, with confusion and uncertainties defining the daily activities of the government. Now, he said, by the declaration and the appointment of a sole administrator, the president had demonstrated that he is a proactive leader and will not sit idly and watch any part of the country burn. He said the situation and as people waits the result of the new sole administrator, he will not visit him. Speaking on national television, Mr. Sarigbe described the appointment of a sole administrator as unconstitutional.
As regards whether I'm going to see the administrator, Rivers elders are not willing. We are saying that is illegality, and we cannot deal with illegality. We cannot die with illegality. We will continue to protest until the right thing is done in accordance with the law. But you don't have any power in the Nigerian Constitution from section 182, 83, 188. When you infringe on the Constitution, people will tell you you have infringed on the Constitution.
The former spokesman of PANDEF also condemned the announcement by the Minister of Justice that the Seas Rivers State Fund will be released to the new sole administrator.
First, Supreme Court said don't release money until Fubara present the budget. Fubara has been trying to present, yet you prevented him from presenting budget. The court has not said anything. Money is released to somebody, a stranger, complete stranger, who came illegally. And their interest is nothing but the money. Otherwise, why is that for Fubara? We don't know what they have done to Fubara. We don't know where Fubara is. So Fubara life, we have tried to reach him, we cannot reach him. It's in danger. We want Nigerians to know that life is in danger until we see Fubara speaks face to face on television. We have not seen him. We have not heard from him. With all sincerity, he was locked up in the government house. We only see the social media, he has been released from government house. To where? We don't know. So Rivers people are worried. This is a war against Rivers State, not a war against Fubara. Fubara has done so well. Rivers people are happy with him.
Well, meanwhile, the new River State sole administrator, retired Vice Admiral Ibokete Ibas, is yet to assume duty. He was expected in the state yesterday after he was sworn in by President Bola Tinubu. He took his oath. He was sworn in for the of emergency in Rivers State by President Tinubu and for the suspension of Governor Siminalayi Fubara, his deputy Ngozi Odo, and members of the State Assembly. Now, speaking to newsmen after his swearing in at the presidential villa in Abuja, the new sole administrator said he will work together with all stakeholders to ensure that peace and stability are restored in the state.
First of all, I think we know the circumstances that led to where we are here. Mr. President made it very clear in his broadcast. If the main issue is that of maintaining law and order in the state, I think for any meaningful activities to take place in Rivers State, that is the utmost task that I have, to work together with all other stakeholders to ensure that we bring peace, order, and security and stability to the people and government of Rivers State and Nigeria at large.
He also said that he will not allow his personal interest to influence his official conduct.
I will not allow my personal interest to influence my official conduct or my official decisions. That I will, to the best of my ability, preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. That I will not directly or indirectly communicate or reveal to any person any matter which shall be brought under my consideration or shall become known to me as administrator of Rivers State.
In the meantime, former Government House Chief of Staff Edison Ehie has denied online reports that he obtained a court order preventing the new sole administrator from resuming office. A viral social media post alleged that Dr. Ehie secured an order from the Rivers State High Court challenging the presidential declaration of a state of emergency in the state. But in a statement, Dr. Ehie described the claim as false and malicious, stating that no such court order exists. He urged Rivers residents to disregard the misinformation and remain peaceful. And now the South-South Governors Forum has expressed strong reservation for a state agency in Rivers State, noting that the political situation does not warrant such drastic action. In a statement signed by the chairman of the forum and governor of Bayelsa State, Senator Doyediri, the governors acknowledged the president's constitutional duty to maintain law and order, but noted that the conditions outlined in Section 305, subsection 3 of the Nigerian Constitution for declaring a state of emergency had not been met. The South-South Governors Forum further argued that the removal of a governor, deputy governor, or members of the House of Assembly must follow constitutional procedures as stipulated. EP in Rivers State has expressed appreciation to President Bola Tinubu for his timely intervention to bring peace following the political crisis in Rivers State. The PDP chairman, Aaron Chukwuemeka, in a briefing with newsmen, said the state of emergency declared by the president is as a result of the for what is right and had expected the suspended governor Siminalayi Fubara and his deputy Ngozi Odo to work for peace and stability in the state.
We had expected his deputy to work towards peace and stability in the state, as the PDP worked diligently to bring them into power. However, this was unfortunately not the case. As always, with the newly appointed Administrator Vice Admiral Ibokete Ebas, retired, to ensure that Rivers State enjoys lasting peace throughout his time and beyond.
Also, the Tony Okocha-led APC in Rivers State has expressed satisfaction on the declaration of state of emergency in the state. Mr. Okocha, in a statement, said it was clearly the best possible decision to checkmate the brewing circumstances of economic sabotage that were trickling and bedeviling the peace in Rivers State. According to the statement, the Governor Siminalayi Fubara was allegedly advised by some elders to ignore the president's 8-point resolution that the president lacks the power under the constitution to intervene. Now, the statement also said that the elders further went to court to seek a declaration that Mr. President's decision was political, not constitutional, which the governor was allegedly financing them. He said as a party, they went on the print and electronic media to advise the governor and his team to refrain from what he described as the ceaseless, obnoxious attacks on Mr. President, whose only offense was the intention to centrality. Status real estate has become a beehive of activities for non-state actors who he said boasted openly to bomb pipelines and strangulate the nation's economy. Now, still to come, former Vice President Atiku, others form coalition opposes state of emergency. Stay with us. Welcome back, and now the rest of the news. The National Blood Service Agency is appealing for urgent blood donations after Wednesday's tragic vehicle accident on Kefi Kubo Road in Abia State. National Agency said millions of media transmissions also has strong control on the coverage near the explosion. And now the 20 PDPs and in 2027. The former vice president confirmed this while responding to a question on behalf of the opposition leaders at an ongoing press conference. The coalition also opposed the introduction of a state of emergency in Rivers State, the Yaradua Center in Abuja. And now in business, the Dangote Petroleum Refinery has temporarily halted the sales of petroleum products in Naira as the Naira for crude talks between the $20 billion US in sport Eric Chelle ahead of Friday's 2026 World Cup qualifiers against Rwanda. Say at 1 million children in frequent attacks by Israel in the north. Say at 1 million children in frequent attacks by Israel in the north and south of the territory. The latest killings will add to the Gaza Health Ministry's death toll of some 436 Palestinians, including 183 children, killed since Israel shattered the ceasefire on Tuesday.
This is the news on 92.3 Nigeria Info.
And that's a wrap on the news this afternoon. Before we go, let's have a look at the major stories. House of Reps has voted in support of the emergency rule in Rivers State. New Rivers Sole Administrator is yet to assume duty. New Rivers Sole Administrator yet to assume duty, but has arrived Port Harcourt. Rivers elders have raised alarm over Governor Fubara's whereabouts. South governors, others have condemned the state of emergency in Rivers State. Former Vice President Atiku and others have formed coalition to defeat President Tinubu in 2027. On the foreign scene, Israeli attacks have killed 71 Palestinians, including women and children. The news was edited by Onyekachi Nwosu. To reach the news team, send an SMS or WhatsApp to 0808-721-7215. I'm Ifechukwu Moyeli. Many thanks for listening.